All right, and now let's move those suckers out of here and set it up in a separate folder and just import bad request error since we'll still use it in the register. And the steps are following where I want you to create a errors folder. Again, that's going to be in the root. Create following files: custom API.js, bad request, not found, and index.js. Add proper imports when you're setting up bad request and not found. Keep in mind that it relies on two things. It relies on the custom API, which is going to be sitting in a separate file, and also it relies on status codes. So both things must be present. Then set up index.js like in the front end, because again, the goal for me is to export all errors from the folder. So that way I don't have to have a separate line for each import. So export them, and then in the auth controller, import bad request. Now there's one gotcha though about ES6 modules in Node, where unlike the front end, we need to add here index.js at the very end. So let me showcase that. Where in the client, remember, I think it was app.js, where we're just importing from / pages. And effectively, the idea would be the same with common.js in Node. So if you use require, if you have index.js, that's going to be treated as default. So you don't have to go with pages and then / index.js. Now with ES6 modules in Node, you have to do that. So it's going to be coming from the errors folder and more specifically index.js. Let me set everything up where I'm going to go with new folder, going for errors, and then let's create those files right away. So I'm going to have not found JS. Then I'm going to have, what was the other one? Bad request JS. Then I also want to set up custom API. So pretty much that's going to be the papa for all of them, or mama. I mean, that's really up to you. So we're going to go here with custom API and JS. Essentially, it's going to be a parent if you don't want to go into gender specifics. And we're going to go here with index.js because we do want to export that, correct? Like I said, I want to export the bad request, the not found, and whatever additional error class I set up over here. As far as the custom API, it's pretty straightforward, where we want to go back to auth controller and remove this sucker and place it here. That's it. That's all we have to do as far as the code. We just need to remember that we want to export this as default, correct? So we're going to go here with custom API error. So we export that. And now let's do the same thing with bad request. So back in the auth controller, we'll take this one out. We'll place it here. That's the code. But then we want to set up two imports for the custom API error one. And the second one is going to be the status codes one. And then one default export. So maybe let's start with export. It's probably going to be faster. So export default. And then we're looking for bad request error. And now let's set up those imports where I have the auth controller. I'm just going to copy and paste. It's going to be faster. Now keep in mind that this one stays over here because we're still using it in the controllers, correct? So let me go here. Let me copy and paste. Looking for the status codes. That fixes this one. And then I also want to get the custom API one. So I want to go with import and then custom API error. Let's save it. We're good to go. And now we just want to do that with not found. And you know what? I think it's going to be faster if I just copy the imports here, like so. And then when it comes to auth controller, we'll just grab this one. We'll place it here in the not found, sorry, wrong file. And then I want to export. So we're going to go with export default. And then we're looking for not found error. Let's save this. And lastly, we want to go to index.js here. And let's import both the bad request as well as the not found one. So let's go with bad request. Then the same is going to be with not found. And then let's set up the export. So export And then we want to export bad request and not found error. And lastly, in the auth controller, let's go on the top and then let's say bad request error. And like I said, this is coming from where? It's going to be coming from the errors. And then we need to go with index.js. Now I will omit index.js just so you don't think that I'm messing with you. I'll save it. And what do you know? I have big fat error. Directory import, blah, blah, blah. It's not supported. Resolving ES modules imported from auth controller JS. And what do? Well, we go here with / and then index.js. And now everything is going to work good. So let me save it and kind of find module bad request imported in. Okay, let's see. So it looks like I have some kind of bug here. I have bad request. Of course. Missing JS's. My apologies. Let's try one more time. Let's see. Again, it crashed. Okay. Couldn't find module custom API import. Again, like looks like everywhere it just missed on JS's. Sorry, I don't want to re-record this video, so I'm just gonna go here with JS here and JS also in the not found one. I'm really sorry for detour, but by the time you're watching this, I added the notes so you don't have to add that to your own files as well. So now, as you can see, everything works finally. So let's try one more time. Let's send. We have please provide all the values. So everything is working as we expected.